John, some people saying that John, he pulled out because he was scared. We don't know.
You know, there's a video of him getting injured, right?
Some people say he was faking the injury. The video was kind of weird, man. The way it kind of happened and the way he fell.
But the last few people who got injured, have you noticed that there's been a video that came out like the same day? Charles. Yeah. Then there was somebody before that. I was like, oh, Umar, numeric man. I'm like, when did we start catching injuries on camera at that exact? Coincidentally, like I've never seen that before.
But my point was the up and coming guys like Tom Aspinall and the Sergeis, John should not even step in the octagon with none of these guys.
It's not worth
on win streaks. I mean, no, absolutely not.
It's not. It was rumored that him and Stipe both was going to retire regardless of the outcome. And
that's perfect. That's
so.
Perfect.
So that's what, in my mind, John was never going to fight these guys. He was going to basically.
You got Jay Elton coming up.
He was going to cement himself as the greatest of all time, as a light heavyweight and as a heavyweight. Even though the heavyweight career is shorter, it's going to stand in as a proxy of what he probably would have done to everybody anyway.
Yeah.
And essentially, he was going to be done anyway. Unless Stipe would have won, they may have did maybe like a trilogy. But he was never going to fight nobody outside of Stipe. Like, he was never going to fight a Sergei. So the reality is, I don't think that he was faking no injury because John Jones have not shown himself to be that type of person.
You got to assume that
No, but I want to put something on your mind right now. I want to put something on your mind right now, and I'm not accusing nobody nothing. But what is the video that we did a few weeks ago? What's the big news with USADA? Because I remember thinking,
that's what people were saying. People were correlating that back to USADA.
Because I was thinking to myself,
because and I hate to say this about John Jones, but like
he does have a history.
He has history of some stuff, man.
I mean, we're not saying if he did or didn't. We just saying the history is there and it's up for debate.
Well, the accusations are there.
The accusations. So, but the reality is, I remember thinking to myself, okay, if they're talking about they're going to end that partnership with USADA in 2024 or whatever the case is, I was like, okay, so John Jones barely missed it if hypothetically there was going to be something, you know.
Yeah.
And then it was a powerful thought in my brain, like I connected those two things. And I said, oh, well, John would have been fought at that point, you know. But now I'm thinking, even if that was not his intention, because a winner is a winner. Hey, what did Eric Thomas say?
Hey, man, he said winners win, losers lose.
And I can't explain it, but you better feel me. Winners win and losers lose.
And if you're going to tell me John Jones didn't, and he was obviously eyeballing the whole situation because he did a few tweets about it, remember?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how they accused him. So he was looking at this very closely, and now all of a sudden this happens, which it could be a real injury. But even if it take 8 months to heal, like they say, imagine 8 months. Say he get repaired and he get 8 months. 5 of those months, he get to do his thing. Stipe don't stand a chance. I can tell you that right now. But if this is the interim title, that means that John got to fight the winner of this fight when he come back. He ain't got to fight Stipe. And Stipe came back.
Man out.
Stipe actually came out today and said the UFC didn't offer him an interim title. This goes back to what I've been telling you. The UFC, they always got a person in the heavyweight division who is a champion. They like him. And then when that person want to get paid more money, they hate him. They set him up with somebody who can beat him. And then they like the new guy. And then when the new guy say, hey, I won a few fights in a row, I want to get paid. Now they don't like him. Now they put him in there with somebody who's going to beat him. And it's a constant cycle. The UFC used to love Stipe Miocic. He don't really talk that much. But he just kind of had a little back and forth thing with Dana. It was real quiet. You have to be noticing to catch it. And then all of a sudden now the UFC don't really like him to the point where your current greatest of all time, regardless, is Stipe.
Also, he's not active too, man. It kind of makes it worse whenever you fight once every 2 years.
But then you don't give him an interim title fight. You give Tom Aspinall.
Why is it an interim title fight? Because if Stipe didn't want to take this fight on short notice, he didn't really have to, you know. But Tom Aspinall versus Sergei, why is that an interim title fight? You know what I mean? And it's like, that doesn't really make sense. Why not just make them fight and then go from there?
And then that person will be next up after Stipe and John Jones fight.
They're rewarding them for taking this fight on short notice because they both was probably like, nope. And then they probably said, okay, well,
Sergei already said yeah.
Yeah, but
so if you're gonna fight John Jones on short notice, I know you got to be ready to fight Tom Aspinall on short notice. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I tell you what, the winners of this whole situation, John Jones, in the long term.
No, it's not. Not if you got to fight Sergei or Tom.
Now, but think about it. Say he got to fight Sergei or Tom. Remember, we got to throw a sensu bean into the mix. We got to throw in, you know, a little razzle dazzle John Jones. This is gonna be a Super Saiyan John Jones. So he's gonna be a winner long term because he's gonna recover and then he's gonna have a little extra juice. Allegedly, potentially, hypothetically. The second person is gonna be whoever wins this fight with Sergei and Tom. And actually the loser too, because the loser gonna be just 1 or 2 fights away from getting back in the mix. The loser probably fight the winner of Jelton and Derek Lewis, depending on how it play out, as long as it ain't Sergei and Derek again. But then they could probably sell that fight again too, because the way it ended. So the only person who really the odd man out is Stipe. Stipe done. The UFC finna erase him from history. They already did a good job anyway. He's pretty much done.
That's why they brought guys like Jelton up to the heavyweight division.
And
he's not no heavyweight. He's a light heavyweight.
Fast tracked him, bro.
Fast tracked him, man. I mean,
they getting him out of there. It's over.
Dang, man.